Ladies, gentlemen, good evening to all. Once again, you are welcome here on the platform for Awakening Consciousness. Today is April 20th, 2025. So, we are going to discuss the news from the front. You know that Vladimir Putin, since yesterday, has ordered a ceasefire. A 30-hour ceasefire. So this unilateral ceasefire that he ordered, after his ordered ceasefire, Ukraine responded. Zelensky came out to say that if Russia is sincere and respects this ceasefire, Ukraine will extend it up to 30 days. So, what's happening on the ground? Honestly speaking, what is said in the media and what is happening on the front line, there is a total difference. What the leaders say and what the soldiers experience on the ground. There is a diametrically opposed gap. Whether it's what Putin says or what Zelensky says, know that there is a difference. Yes, we have men on the ground with whom we communicate. So, in this video conference, we are going to talk about the reality on the front line. But before continuing, I ask you to share this video conference. Share it as much as possible. Share it in all groups. And thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to click to subscribe. This allows you not to miss our confidential videos and reliable information about international political news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's serious. Zelensky had issued the challenge. He had said if Putin respects this, it means that Putin is sincere, and he will unilaterally extend it for him to 30 days. He issued the challenge to prove that Putin does not keep his word. But Putin has already shown good faith. And in terms of international diplomacy, it was a first victory for Putin. But do you know where the problem lies? Since the ceasefire was ordered, I have received 2 messages from the 2 different camps and the soldiers who are on the front line. The first Ukrainian, who is on the Ukrainian front, tells me that in reality, they are waiting to see what will happen, and that they also learned in this way that there was an order to cease fire. But on the ground, there is shooting. The second, with whom I had already exchanged messages once before, who had already written to me, who is on the front line, tells me that he is surprised to see that the media is saying there is a ceasefire. And he, being in the Russian camp, is surprised. However, where he is, they are in position. We don't know. Is it the command that is delaying? In any case, they learned from the media that there is a ceasefire. But in the meantime, the shooting continues. Are they going to stop shooting while it continues? Who is shooting? Ukraine says that they also see, hear, and witness shooting. Russia also says the same thing. So, what does that lead us to? It means there is a problem. Which of the 2 sides is telling the truth? Is it the chain of command that is slow on the Russian side? In reality, was a ceasefire really ordered? Is it Vladimir Putin's fault? Or is it the commanders who refused or delayed transmitting the information? But the ceasefire is respected on certain front lines. On certain front lines. You even have the chaplain the military chaplain, who went to celebrate Easter in the field, as you can see in the image. So, there are certain places where it is respected. In other places, it is not respected. Some soldiers, Russian, Ukrainian, are informed that there is a ceasefire. Others are informed by the media, and others are not informed. This is what makes it difficult to adhere to this ceasefire. And the Russian Ministry of Defense provides information stating how many times Ukraine has violated the ceasefire that Russia ordered. The number is given. We wonder who is telling the truth and who is not. With this momentum, will we be able to have a ceasefire? I think a ceasefire will only be possible when a definitive peace agreement is reached. But without a peace agreement, I'm not sure. Whatever decision Putin makes, I'm not sure the ceasefire will be respected. I'm not sure. Because when Russia stops, Ukraine fires. You also have some Russian soldiers who continue because they might not have received the information. According to the information, the Ukrainian armed forces have bombarded Russian armed forces positions 404 times and carried out 900 drone strikes since the Easter truce was declared. 900 strikes. Is it then, because they carried out this strike, that the Russians also responded? Because when we say truce, you also have to respect it. Is it because they violated the truce that Russia also responded? Big question mark. What needs to be said is that this statement is made by the Russian Ministry of Defense. There were obviously deaths and injuries. Among these people, there are civilians, and damage has also been caused to civilian infrastructure. So, what should we expect in the context of this conflict? What should we expect then? The truth is that the leaders have made announcements that seem to be political statements, but on the ground, in the field of hostilities, it has not been respected. On both sides, it has not been respected. Now, what will this lead to? We ask ourselves the question, is it then the Ukrainians who provoked up first? Or is it the issue of information not being transmitted through the Russian chain of command? Or what is actually happening? Whatever happens, everything suggests that this conflict is far from over. There is not even a glimmer of hope for a ceasefire. However, America is going to hold a meeting that week in London. America has said that if it finds that one of the parties wants to make it difficult to reach an agreement, America will wash its hands of it. And Russia responded by saying that it was a wise decision. Russia itself wants these people to withdraw so that they can quickly and effectively deal with Ukraine. And so, we are waiting to see. We will continue to follow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the international news headline. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will be back shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.